Growing up, again, we were talking about, and it started back with attitude. Decided I was going to do some things different. Started kind of taking a bigger awareness of what was going on in my own life, and started looking at some of the different things and how things were being responded. Looking at taking evaluation of the relationships. And I remember actually in one particular situation, I was in high school, and at that high school, it was a great place. I was actually a pretty good football player, and the school that we were at, they had a history of their football players went on to play football somewhere else. Some of them Division I, some of them Division II schools, but they had these connections, they had these relationships where these things went on. So I knew that if I stayed at the school, that I would have probably a good chance, a really great chance of going somewhere for college and having that taken care of and provided. The problem that came about was this. Besides that program, there was really nothing else at that school that was positive. We joked around every day. We made fun of the teachers. We did this, we did that. There's fights every day. I got in more fights that year than I had ever been in before. It was 4 fights in this one particular year. And I was like, gosh. I came to school, I would constantly come to school late, and no one would care. I wouldn't get in trouble for being late to school. I wouldn't get written up. Matter of fact, one day we were leaving for a football game, and we were leaving early, and I came in an hour before we were supposed to leave. Went to one class and got on the bus, and not one thing. And I said, you know what? It's great. This is the easy path that I could take. But really, what are we talking about long term here? And I started thinking, maybe this is not the place for me. Maybe these people don't really care about me if they're willing to allow me to make these decisions. So I actually made a big change and decided that I was going to transfer to a different school. And it was going to cost some money. It was a school that was a preparatory school that would cost a little bit of money. So my mother was going to have to make some more sacrifices in the interim. And I said, okay, but I really feel like this is the difference maker here. So I decided to go ahead and go down that path. The funny thing is, that school had absolutely the worst football program, probably in the state of California at the time. And so here I am, like, okay, gosh, now am I throwing all this away? I've actually have a lot of good friends that I knew from elementary school who went to this first high school, and why would I transfer schools? But as I transferred schools, I actually got involved in wrestling. And was actually a pretty good wrestler. It didn't start off that way, but it was actually a pretty good wrestler. My senior year, I ended up qualifying for state in California. And so then wrestling was my thing. It was my sport. And all of a sudden, now I started getting these phone calls and these opportunities, particularly for the school out here. Hey, we hear that you're a pretty good football player. We hear that you're a pretty good student as well. We also hear that you're a pretty good wrestler. Would you like the opportunity to come out here and experience life out in the Midwest? Hold on, let me get the map out. Let me find out where Iowa is first. Okay. Let me think about it. And again, then here comes a bigger risk. Then it's, okay, what am I losing? I'm losing a lot from leaving this community. But there's so many opportunities by going out there and starting completely fresh. What do I have to lose, is what I thought.